When a car has established itself as the clear market leader, there is an unwritten rule that succeeding cars will simply be an extension of the previous model. This rule is always honored. Red Bull are exactly doing that, but they will make some changes. And as the season is coming nearer and nearer, more details are becoming available for us. And today, we have the first leaks of the 2023 title challenger Red Bull will present, the RB19. Sit tight and stay tuned, because Red Bull will introduce some mighty upgrades and we'll tell you all about it. The Red Bull RB18 was without a doubt the most accurate representation of the Formula One technical specifications for the 2022 season. But it was also the one that was least impacted by the rules amendments that occurred throughout the season, the implementation of Technical Directive Number 39, which was enforced from the Belgian GP. The term porpoising, which refers to aerodynamic jolts, has made its way back onto Formula One cars in the current season as a hangover from the ground effect single-seaters. This specific car, the RB18, displayed a definitive advantage in its ability to regulate the phenomenon. The car was able to control the impacts that caused the jolts because of the aerodynamic qualities. Specifically, the floor configuration for the RB18, together with the geometry and seeming simplicity of the front suspension. Because of this, any bouncing that might have been present on the Ferrari or Mercedes was virtually eliminated. For the purpose of simplifying the concept, there was almost a mechanical duplicate in accordance with the existing technical law of the results acquired through the adoption of active suspensions, which is prohibited. The performance of the Honda RA622H power unit and the RB18 was based on the ideal combination of aerodynamic performance and vehicle dynamics. Both aspects contributed to the overall performance of the car. Because the car's starting weight was higher than the 798 kilogram limit at the beginning of the season, it was necessary to gradually reduce its overall mass to comply with the regulations. Almost immediately, the team of designers, which was directed by Pierre Vache and oversaw directly by Adrian Newey, had the intuition that one of the aspects that could potentially generate performance was the regulated regulation of the stiffness for the middle area of the bottom, even though it was of the utmost need to ensure that the lateral peripheral sections were not subjected to any deformation. This prevented the floor from producing an aerodynamic block with the very low ride heights, and it did not induce the breakdown of the structure of the airflow under the car, which would have exacerbated the porpoising. Additionally, it did not promote the induction of any porpoising. The team has decided to concentrate their efforts throughout the year 2022 on reducing the amount of weight and continually modernizing the floor. It's worth noting that no less than 16 variations of the floor were created, with none of them clearly differentiated by visible characteristics. The technical office was able to lay the foundations of the R819 by using the information collected throughout the season, even in the case of little positive feedback such as that of the debut of the floor introduced at Silverstone. They did this while maintaining the same priorities that had characterized the development of the RB18. For example, the debut of the floor introduced at Silverstone received little positive feedback. The total weight reduction of the car in order to rapidly meet the minimum legal weight is one of the primary focuses of the RB19 project. The cooling system will be partially housed within the chassis in the lower rear area of the car, which will need the chassis to be reshaped. Now, the part you've all been waiting for. Specifics regarding the RB19. The challenger for the following year has followed two principles that will characterize its thorough renewal. This is being done while still preserving a strong family feeling with the car that came before it. Weight reduction was the foundation of the initial goals of the project, starting from the ideas of the lightened chassis that had been widely discussed throughout the course of the summer. However, these ideas were never materialized with the actual adoption of the project and never became part of the initial objectives. When compared to its predecessor, the RB19's monocoque will feature a weight reduction of around 3 kilograms, making it the lightest in the series. Because of the new regulation, the elbow, the section connecting with the Venturi channels, will be raised by 10 millimeters, and the side profile in front of the rear wheels will be raised by 15 millimeters. Despite these changes, the floor will be lighter than the one that came before it, and it will maintain a high degree of stiffness in relation to the shape of the sides, which will prevent deformation in the periphery. Both the gearbox case and the positioning of the suspension elements ought to be characterized by a lower narrowing, so increasing the section of the lower Venturi channels. In terms of upper aerodynamics, the general layout of the side pods will be characterized by a refinement of the cutouts under the side pods, which create an effect known as a double floor, while maintaining strong points of contact with the 2022 model. These strong points of contact will be maintained. At the bottom of the side pods, there will be an expansion that extends in the direction of the rear of these cutouts. In terms of its external appearance, the RB19 should not be surprising in terms of its shape. The RB18's construction solutions and vehicle dynamics will stay identical. Nonetheless, they will make a very significant progression. It will be easy to spot the parallels between the single-seater race car of 2023, the RB19, and the one that came before it. The profile of the channel underneath the side pods, which will be more dramatic toward the rear of the car, upgrading the aerodynamics just below the side pod. The squared inlets on the side pods will continue to have their signature shape, which is characterized by a lower lip that forms the front upper border of the underside of the side pod channel. This shape will be preserved in the side pods. The floor, just as it was on the RB18, serves as the foundation of the RB19's aerodynamic design concept. The regions that require the most attention are the central area and the elbow of the diffuser. This is because the new laws have limited the amount of leeway that may be taken in certain situations. According to rumors, engineers have apparently found a way to keep the weight of this component lower than the most recent version, which was released in 2022, meaning that we will see another big upgrade in terms of the floor when the RB19 will roll out for the first test next season. As if the one introduced at Silverstone wasn't good enough yet. By the looks of it, we can assume that the RB19 will at least be just as capable as the RB18 to win again in 2023. And after their second Drivers' Championship and first Constructors' Championship win in recent years, the spirits at the Energy Drink Bases team are high. And that is exactly why Helmut Marko continues to have positive feelings about Red Bull Racing's performance in 2022. However, the advisor for the team is aware that in the world of sports, your reputation is only as good as the result of your most recent competition, which is why he is already thinking about the upcoming season while speaking with Service TV. It will be difficult for the Austrians throughout the following calendar year to at least replicate the performance of the previous season. After all, Red Bull was successful in claiming both the World Championship and the Constructors' Championship, which was a fantastic way to round off the racing season. As a result, it appears to have an advantage heading into 2023 when Mercedes and Ferrari will work together to defeat its competitor. Even while Marko is aware that Red Bull will have to put in a lot of effort to win the World Championship the next year, he cannot deny the fact that Max Verstappen will have a chance to win it. Of course we want to win in 2023 as well, Marko stressed to the media. We are a close-knit group and have a very good young team coming up. That means we are very broad-based. We can recover and fight back. And with Max, we know he always gets the best out of the car. Will he be able to do it? It looks like he will at least have one of the best cars on the grid. After all, they had the best all-round performer this year, and the aerodynamic upgrades in combination with the weight reduction will certainly provide the Red Bull drivers with another championship-worthy car. They will have to deal with the consequences of the penalty they received because they overspent the budget cap in 2021. We will have to wait and see if this will become a problem during the season. What are your thoughts on the leaked Red Bull upgrades? Will these make the RB19 the best car on the grid again? Or will they have trouble adjusting after the penalty? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.